The next peptide in our peptide series is known as TB500, also known as thymosin beta 500. This is a synthetic peptide that is derived from a naturally occurring compound in the human body known as TB4 or thymosin beta 4. This peptide is primarily used for tissue regeneration and musculoskeletal injuries. The way that it works is a little complicated. It does repair damaged tissue through a process known as actin polymerization, and it also increases angiogenesis, which is the formation of new blood vessels. If you form blood vessels to an area that is damaged, then you can provide more nutrients and more oxygen, helping repair the damaged tissue. Just like the last peptide that we talked about, BPC 157, there is no FDA approval for this peptide. And most of the data that we have is on animal studies and anecdotal data. There are no long-term human studies. The human studies that are available are very limited, so we don't know how safe it is long-term. There is a theoretical risk that people talk about with this peptide since it causes angiogenesis, which is the formation of new blood vessels. It could theoretically form new blood vessels to cancer cells, so it can promote the growth of cancer cells, and that is a theoretical fear, as from what I've seen in all of the animal studies, that has not been seen, so it is not a proven side effect, but it is something that we cannot fully rule out. Dosing protocols are going to differ on who's prescribing it to you. In general, it's going to be about 2 to 2.5 milligrams twice a week during the loading phase, and then 2 to 2.5 milligrams maybe once every other week during the maintenance phase. This peptide is usually stacked with other peptides, so it's usually combined with things like BPC 157. Maybe you've heard of something called the Wolverine stack. That is a combination of BPC and TB500, and it's used for healing after injuries, after surgery, or any other musculoskeletal issue. Now, what are my thoughts on it? Does it work? Well, we don't know. There's no human data. From the anecdotal data that I've seen, people are raving about this thing. It seems to have good healing properties with very little, if any, side effects. But once again, there is no long-term data, so we don't know. So I can't recommend it to anybody. I'm hopeful that there will be some human studies coming out on this because the data does look promising. So maybe stay tuned. Maybe something will change in the near future. The next peptide that we were going to be talking about in the next series is pinealin. So stay tuned for that. All right. Peace.